Hi guys, just thought I'd do a quick video on dealing with something most guitar players will come across at some point in time when the plug becomes separated from the cord. Not necessarily totally apart, but from constant use, plugging in and out of amplifiers, guitars, and whatnot. Sometimes what happens, and generally it's almost always the case, is the power tip. I'll show you on this one better. The tip of the cord there, that's the power, that's for the tip of the plug. That usually works itself loose over time, normally on the cheaper type cords, which is what I use, and it's an easy fix rather than just throw away the cord and buy another one. If you got some halfway decent soldering skills, it's a 5-minute job. So what I'm going to do is, I had this cord here. And this is a super long cord. It's like 20 feet. I bought it because it was cheap at my local Long and McQuaid. They were selling them off. They had a whole bin full. But I don't need a 20-foot cord. Two 10-foot cords would be nice. So what I did is I took what used to be this. It was just a patch cord going between pedals. And it had the broken end on it. So I scrapped that. And I cut the 20-footer into two 10s. So I'm going to put a plug on the end of that and a plug on the end of the other one, which is down there on the floor, and make two 10-footers. So give me a second to get myself organized and we'll get started on that. Okay, we're ready to go. I took this cloth stuff off because I wasn't sure if it had any purpose and it was just getting in the way. I wrapped up my finger and I stabbed myself. Boy, that's smart. So before we do anything, when we're doing a job like this, we take the end, screws on there, and put it on the wire. Because if you don't, you will forget, and then you're fucked. Because the only way to get this on, after you put this on, is to take this off again, and you're doing the job all over again. And there's not much more frustrating than that. There's no easy way. So be warned. So we've got the cover on. Now what we want to do is remove a little bit of the rubber. You don't want to go too far down because inside is a metal braid, copper braid that acts as the shield for the shielding cable. So we don't want to cut that. So we're only going to take off maybe a ½ inch. And we go very gently, not all the way through. And we just pull it off like that, and here's the braid. Right there. Okay, so we take all this braid, pull it off to one side, and twist it together. Okay, that's done. Now, this is the hot lead. This would be for the tip, and the braid is for the sleeve. So it goes on here and here respectively. So the tip solders onto this tab here, and that solders onto here as the ground. So we only need a little bit. Okay, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Same thing. Don't cut all the way through. Just be very gentle and do like I just did and cut it all the way off. Smart. Okay, so we do it again. There. And then this one has a little inner one, that clear stuff. So we do that. It's very tricky to do. Just take your time. There. Okay. Okay. So that's all you need. Twist it around tight. There. That's all you need for the lead, for the tip, and there's for there. So next thing we do is we're going to tin both leads. Tinning is simply putting a little coating of solder on it so that it makes it easier to solder to the other piece. So heat it with the soldering iron for a sec. See, you can see the solder run the length of the wire. And we'll do the same thing here. There. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to cut the loose end off here. Make it nice and tight. Okay, so we double check to make sure we have our thing on. And now, let's bend that up a bit. This will go through that little hole in the tab. So I'm going to bend a little upwards like that. There. Okay. And then I'm going to position the ground there. And it goes right there. And then press the wire down into the clamp and squeeze the clamp over the insulation, and it holds everything in place nicely. So there we go. So I'm going to do the insulation first, or sorry, the ground first. Right there. This is kind of an awkward position for me, but I want to try and get it in the camera. Okay, get out of the way. Solder. Okay, there's that. Now we come up here and we do the same thing with the tip. There. Here we go. Take a look, make sure everything is nicely done. Let's move that back a bit. Okay. Squeeze that back down. Make sure that this isn't touching this anywhere, or it'll just be a dead short. You won't get anything. Okay. So we're good to go. Now we take the end. Inside there is, so I get it out, there's a plastic sleeve. There it is. It's a plastic sleeve. Put that over top. That's just so nothing grounds out against the end there. Screw it on. And there you go. We have a new patch cord. That's all there is to it. It's a good thing to know. Like I said, you know, when your little short ones or your long ones accidentally get broken, that's all it takes to fix it. Just clip off a little bit of the old piece, get a nice fresh end, and start over, solder it all on, and you're good to go until it breaks again. Okay? Any questions on that? Let me know. Thanks for watching.